What's good? This is Marcus the Fingaz back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the Rainsong library. I think that's what it's called. The reason I don't know what it's called is because I'm actually loading it up for the first time. So we're going to get the name of it when I load it up. I haven't used it before. I am testing this. And when I post this video, it will be out for you to purchase or for you to get. And we'll find out how much it is. I believe it actually might be free. So don't quote me on any of this because it will all become relevant when it is released from Soundiron. But before we get into that, go to defingaz.com/free plugins, defingaz.com/free plugins. Check out my free plugins gear guide for free plugins that you can use in your musical productions. So what I have here is I'm using Logic Pro. I'm going to open up, I have a session already open. I'm going to try to find these sounds that we're going to deal with and load them up, I believe in Kontakt 7. I do have Kontakt 7 here, and it loads up with a Spitfire audio plugin already preloaded. For Soundiron, in this case, I want to go to my... I have my particular Soundiron library saved. Let me close all this stuff in a specific place. If I go to files, I have them saved actually on my internal hard drive here because I have a lot of Soundiron libraries. So I have to go to my shared library and I go to Soundiron here. What I can do for this session is go to view and I can say lock current quick jump and it will lock that. And what we're looking for is the Soundiron Rainsong. And what I like to do is when I'm doing these demos is first check out the instruments that it comes with. So I'm going to check out the Rainsong NKI just off the break and play through a couple sounds. Let me get this into view here. There we go. And you hear the rain already in there. I like to go through some of the ambiences and things like that, test things out. This is when I'm demoing these things. I want to make sure everything works. If anything doesn't work, then I send a report into Soundiron to say, hey, this doesn't work. And down here, you have some key switches for the different sound ambiences, rainbience. So yeah, just going through testing different knobs, buttons. I like the vibrato. Layer 2, I believe usually the layers have the same sort of... And there is also set 2 and subsynth stations. I turn that layer off. So actually it's pretty, I would say, not glamorous at all. It's really just going through things, saying, hey, these things work. And in this particular case, we have actually 4 layers of stuff. And you can have the same, I think, on layers 1 and 3. And it looks like maybe layers 2 and 4 might have the same. So you can have up to 4 layers of things and have a really, really wide, rainy synth thing. And also, if you are familiar with I like subsynth staccatos. Let me go through the subsynth staccatos. Really short. Short stuff going on there. I really like the built-in effects that you have here. So you also can go through amplifier, cabinet, chorus, compressor, delay, distortion, EQ, filter, flanger, jump, lo-fi, phaser, rotator, screamer, stereo, tape saturation, transient, master, or empty. And you can have up to, what is it, 8 or 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. You can have 8, and then 8 pre-effects, and then to post effects. So you have a lot, and then you also have some built-in effect presets that you can go through there, and you can save your own presets. So you have a lot of built-in functionality within the plugin itself. And then also what I like to do after going through the knobs and different settings and trying some things out is to go through the custom effects. And I like to go through when I'm actually creating my demo, which is what we're going to do in this video. I go through each of the presets and I start making note or saving the ones that I want to use in my demo. Sometimes it's hit or miss whether I decide to keep them or not. So what I'm going to do is call this Soundiron Rainsong, and then I go through the different sounds. If I like a sound, I keep it, and then I duplicate the track and keep going through the sound. So I'm going to show you that process. We're going to start with aqua drums. I actually like that for, you hear some noise going on there, aqua drums. I might use that for some of the demo that I do. And then we have binaural drips. So I might keep that for just for sound effects. I probably won't play chords with it. As you can hear, it's mostly sound effects. That MW you see right there means mod wheel. So adjusting the mod wheel does some things effects-wise to it. Usually I end up with sometimes 5 to 10 tracks that I can use to create my demo. Sometimes less, depending on what it is. This is going to be Rainsong chordal. I probably won't keep that one. I like to play my own chords in. We'll go to dystopian. I probably won't keep that one sound effect thing. I probably will keep this. So I'm looking for tonal stuff now because I think I have some decent sound effects things going on. This will be fifths. I don't put the MW if it doesn't have 2 of the same name, one with MW, one without. Then we have Gray Day. And what I'm doing is I'm dragging that NKI over to the main window here. That sort of sounds like fifths here. But we'll see what happens when I'm creating the thing that I'm going to create. And I also have no idea what I'm going to create. So there you go. Then we have Hold'em, I guess from Texas, maybe poker. I might keep that little percussive thing. We'll see. Hold'em. Then we'll go to input data or data, depending on where you're from in the world and how you grew up. I do like that. Might take out some of the highs. I don't like the ringing I was hearing. Input data. Next, Jello. So yeah, this is the process. I go through each of them. Some of them have 10, 20. Some of them have, 40, 50 presets. And I go through each of them to figure out what I like hearing, what I don't like. Jello. I do have a MIDI keyboard that I'm playing in this case today in my studio. Probably won't keep that. I think I have enough percussive stuff, but we'll see what this misty drum sounds like. I do want this, but probably without the ARP. So I'll probably end up doing my own thing with that drum-wise. So I turn off the arpeggio there. This is misty drums. We're going to duplicate, go back up here. We're going to go to noisy. Yes. Sounds like Bit Crush Thunder, but I won't use that here. I used to play in church, the organ, so I might do something with that. We'll see. Organist. We have Pattern coming up. Probably. I don't want to have too much rain, so I might hold this in, let's see, pad or nah, and take out that first layer so we don't have as much of that heavy rain going on, because I think we're gonna end up having it in some of the other sounds. This one is swimming, which is, I think I sort of came up with this sound with the pattern nah. So actually I'm going to keep swimming. I'm going to take out pattern nah. Keep swimming. Just keep swimming, right? Shout out to Finding Nemo and Disney. TikTok. I'm going back and forth. I probably won't use that. Umbrella. At this point, I think I have enough sort of sounds like that. I do like that one though. And sometimes it's just I hear it and I think I have enough of something, and then I hear that next sound. It's like, oh, that sounds nice. Just by playing from one chord, playing one chord. Then we have white noise. Maybe, and as you can see, I'm at 12 tracks right now. So I again, I might not use all these. I might use all of them. I might add more. I might take some out. So we'll see. Yum drum. This is the last one, and then we'll figure out how we're going to create. I hit the mic. Figure out how we're going to create our thing. Let's see, maybe YUM drum. We'll see what happens. So now I'm going to go through these sounds and try to come up with a thing. Let's go with BPM. I usually don't have a tempo in mind. Let's see how 100 sounds. And then I usually just run with an idea. Let's see. It's Christmas time, so I'm playing like Christmas chords and stuff. We'll see what happens. Let me turn my... Let's see. I'm going to play some things. Here's your Christmas intro. I don't think I played the same thing twice, but I like that it varies, so we're going to leave that as is. So we have that intro thing. I like that sort of fade in. And then maybe I can start playing along with that with the white noise thing. That's the basic demo. I mean, that's the bones of it there. And I like what I'm playing there. So I just start coming up with riffs and things and just let it roll. And then we'll edit it later. What I tend to do, we'll see what happens here. I have a lot of high stuff going right now, so I tend to layer things up all on like 8 bars, and then I edit later down the road. So for this, I want to get something more in the low tones with the organ. Because I have enough high stuff going on. So let's see what we got here. We're gonna play. If you're wondering what chords I'm playing, it is simply F7, F major 7 to a G to A minor. The song is in A minor, so we're going to put this in A minor. And then we have Misty drums. I usually save my drums, so I might come back to the drums at the end. Maybe at the beginning we have this. I don't want it to play. I might end up cutting the intro in half. It seems like a long intro, but we'll see. But for that, I'm going to only have it coming on the second half right now. Right? Listening to that input data sound, I don't think it fits in this song now. So that's one where I had it on hold. That's another drum thing we might come to at the end. And we have grade A. Too much low. I really like how wide that is. And then we have fifths. That'll probably end up being like a verse or something. I want to try to keep it along the same rhythm. I think I hit, no, I hit a double note right there. There we go. And it is all kind of loud. I will do like a little mix later, but we're going to turn everything down by 5 dB right now. Might just keep this low, like the rain ambience. And that's something that I would, I could hold it out for as long as the song is, or I can just repeat it every 2 bars. We'll see how that sounds. Cool. Then we're going to get to the drums that we have left. I like to come up with the beat with like these random sounds. And with that sound, actually, I might put, with a lot of percussion and drums, I like to put some filters and stuff on it. This one already has like built-in stuff in there. Has a delay and stuff built in. Let me go to the effects. We'll see what we have going on. Oh, so this is a thing that I will share with Soundiron. As you can see, there's a little error blip going on there with the effects rack. So I might take a screenshot and then I'm going to send that in. Again, by the time you see this video, all the stuff will be ironed out. All the kinks will be ironed out. Screenshot there. What I was going to do is look for like a flanger effect there. What I can do is actually duplicate it and see if the duplicate track has the same error. So there you go. There's some things to sort of troubleshoot, even with Logic or Kontakt, I mean. You saw the error I had. So first line of defense, of course, I can close the Logic, the session, save and close, and then open it back up, see what happens there. If it's still being a little glitchy, restart your computer altogether. Maybe that fixes some things. But what I did first, before doing any of that, was I just duplicated that track, and as you saw, the effects thing kicked in. But I will send that screenshot in to the Soundiron team. It's just things happen when you're beta testing things, so be careful. Don't beta test things on like a high-end project that you're working on for a big film or something. Let me look for that sound. I actually don't want to keep, it has a little lo-fi thing going. I might turn that off. We'll see. Has a little saturation, a little too dirty. Let's see. Distortion, it has a lot of like distortion, saturation going on. I might not want it as affected in this type of track. Has a little bit of grit in there. That's fine. I want to look for this flanger. You start to hear some like fun stereo width effects going on. I like putting that on percussion things. And I'm just going to build out sort of a drum thing based on that. I like this as sort of like a rainy like hi-hat. I like the little ticky stuff. Maybe I'll go with that. Sounds like a clock. And since that's going to play the same thing, I'm just going to duplicate that. Let me go to Misty Drums. I'm trying to find a little snare. So this I can use as a kick here. Show you the plugin so you see the notes I'm playing. I'm playing the C1. Any of those could really be a kick. And these, I could use these as a snare. We'll see. I might separate them because the snare sounds kind of loud. So let's see. I'll play it. Maybe I'll play it together. We'll see what happens. I think 16th. So what I'm doing right now is I am going to separate them. So this is going to be Misty drums snare. And what I do is I duplicate that and I take out the kick. So that will be the snare. And then this one, this is going to be, I did it backwards. I want the kick on top, but I'll just flip them like this. And then I double click this. I'm going kind of fast, but definitely rewind it, play it slow. And then I'm going to do, take out the snare stuff. And actually I have a kick that is here that I need to take out. Here's this guy. Take that out. This is what we got. And now I can turn the snare down or up. And you can hear my my hi-hat doesn't copy over right here. It stops playing, so I got to figure out why it's doing that. Probably because it's not coming in like right at the bar. Let's see. All right, let's see if it'll play with this. So it's not coming in again, so I got to figure out why it's, and the best thing I can do is like bring this in a little bit, and then there's a space, and then that way it'll kick in that second time around. If we bring it in a little more, let's see if that does it. There we go. So yeah, really subtle things. And of course, we'll play back what we have so far. Actually, let's do one more. This is like the same drum, but less affected. I might do some just percussive things with the metal there. And again, if I see what the effects looks like here, I want to go to my friend flanger and maybe just do something like that. Let's see. So by itself, it doesn't sound like much. And I'll actually show a quick secret here. What I like to do is throw step effects on percussion also in Logic Pro, so you can have some different random effects going on. Already right there, you have a lot of character happening. Go through some presets. I mean, you could really use any of them. I liked one that I heard, and I didn't stop on it. I like that one. But I do want to take out some of the highs. Now it's that's basically the base of the track. I will build around it, adding other sounds and other plugins, but this would be the so when I send these demos to Soundiron, I also like to include the full version, and then I also have what's called the library only version, and you hear that in some of their demos where it's just a library. So I like to make sure that the library only version is still pleasing to the ear when you just hear the library sounds. So now I'm going to go through each sound again. I want this to be a little wider. There's a spreader here somewhere. I also want this wider. Side note, best UI ever, GreenHAAS plugin here. Best effects UI. I like to use this to widen out some synths and things. You can use it on everything, vocals. From a new company, Mixing Night Audio, Ken Lewis. Shout out to Ken Lewis and Mixing Night Audio. Check out the GreenHAAS. So what I'm doing right now is just coming up with an arrangement that, makes it sound interesting. So it's not just the same 8-bar loops. Essentially, it is the same 8-bar loops, but I try to drop things, so you make it sound interesting. Of course, you have the intro here. If I give you a little arrangement or marker, so if I'm going to repeat it again, there has to be something that changes, and of course I can do that with other instruments. But in this particular case, I'm going to also do some effects on this. We'll see what happens. Then I can also move this down an octave. If I select the region and do Shift Option, hit the arrow down, that will lower it an octave. And then I can copy this over. I could use what's called arrangement markers, and I can just drag the whole section over. But I'm going to do it the hard way. And now we have the chorus coming back here. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it out with the chorus. It's going to be a 1 verse, 2 chorus type song. What I'm going to do is bring the drums in, that second chorus here, as we bring this song out. Demos, I actually don't tend to not have them be longer than 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, just for demos. And also because a lot of what I do, sync licensing, trailer music, a lot of that stuff isn't longer than 2.5 minutes max. Most of the sync stuff I've been syncing is less than 1.5 minutes. So yeah. I might have some of these other sounds that you only heard once or twice come back in at the end here. what I would do is have this be at the left, just to add a little bit of width. If there were to be a singer on here, there would probably be a little bit more stereo width in some of these sounds, pan left, right. And then in Logic Pro, I can make all of these under one sort of track stack, which will put all these tracks under one track, and I can collapse it like this and clean up the session a little bit. If I add more stuff to it, I can also just select that and bounce that as the library only version. I really like the sort of like lo-fi, it's not really lo-fi, but sort of lo-fi-ish quality that it has. So what I would do, what I'm hearing right now is maybe I add a piano, maybe I add a strings or something, but we'll go with Core. What I like about Soundiron Core Micro is that you can pretty much have a little bit of everything involved in the, a little bit of every plugin, or sort of like a smorgasbord or pick and choose best of type thing. Not necessarily best of, because there's some great plugins from Soundiron that aren't included, but I'll show you what I mean. I can go in here, and I believe there is under keys, or it might be, oh yeah, grand piano. I was looking for the grand piano, and there it is. There's a little bit of delay from my keyboard. So what I can do in Logic is I can hit customize, and I can say low latency monitoring. It's only a slight delay, but now it's a little bit more punchy. And we have the Monclerian Steinway grand piano that's in Core Micro, and I got to remember what chords I'm playing. Really, I don't know if it's still a Christmassy song or not, but that's what we have, and we're going to play this piano. We'll just call it grand piano. I forgot we had the intro there. Maybe I'll play that with it. I like that chorus part. Had a few wrong notes. The timing might be off, but it's really humanized, human element. But I know. Yeah, so that's the piano, and maybe when I want to add some strings. We'll see if we have some in the core micro. I believe there are some from the uh, might add choir Hyperion strings. So it's kind of dry, and I also don't have any sort of effects going on. So we're gonna do I'm gonna do some volume just to make it seem like it is a little bit more of a. Actually, we're gonna undo that, and we'll do. What I'm doing is learning the automation for my volume pedal here. I have a Yamaha FC7 foot pedal, and then I want to have some ambience going on. Not a lot like that. I really just want reverb, so maybe we'll take out that. Go to effects down here, add in reverb. Let's go with gallery. No, auditorium. You might hear some little glitchy stuff from my computer trying to process things. And we don't have any sound. Let's go. Think I like that. Let's see how that sounds. We'll say strings. And probably won't start that loud. And I'll probably add a little bit of just reverb built into Logic here. So I'm going to add in effects. We'll go to reverb. And I have Space Designer, and we have a Sanders Hall taken from a Bricosti, I believe. Yeah, I will talk about this in another video. But I have some Lexicon and Bricosti M7. These are free emulations that someone has taken, and you can put them into Logic. That's a whole other story for another day. Yeah, that's like a holiday tune if I've ever heard one. You can't see my keyboard as I'm playing the notes. That's why I wasn't talking when I was playing. There's a little bit off. I'm hitting some notes early, some notes late, but again, that's the human element. There's one thing that I would like to have in here. There's also, I also spelled Soundiron wrong all over the place. Why didn't you tell me? There are also there's actually a library. So this is sounding like a very, very Christmas type tune. So I'm gonna go into I don't know if it's part of Micro, but there's a Soundiron library called, I believe it came out last year, Winterbells. And I'm gonna try to find something in here that I can layer, maybe tubular, layer some winter sounds. And that definitely sounds like winter. Let's go to Happy Bells. That's exactly what I want. Winter bells, happy bells. I like that intro. I'm gonna move it a little earlier. Let's see if that helps align things up. Oh, I forgot I also have this one. I might have that play sort of at the end of the chorus. Yeah, so I like that that vibe that is given off. And then there was something. Oh, so let's talk about effects a little bit. So what I like to do is add just all kinds of sort of cinematic effects, even if it's like an R&B pop track. So in Native Instruments, you can use something like rise and hit, which I use a lot. I also have my own sort of like cymbal rises and things that I use. I might bring that in here also. But some of my favorite rise and hit sounds, there's one called, let's go to percussive. There's Mahler hammer, which I really like, and I'm going to show you how I use these shortly. Mahler hammer. And all I got to do is hold down one note. It does that grand thing there. So maybe I'll do that coming here. So all I got to do is quantize. So that's the rise itself and hit. It rises for 4 measures, and the hit is on the fourth. Sorry, four beats there. So 2 bars. 1 bar. So that's a 1 bar there. So what I can do is I can duplicate that, and I can copy the actual MIDI file, and I can go into Rise and Hit, and I can find another sound. So another one I really like. Again, I like a lot of the percussive stuff. We'll go to maybe Pure Metal, one of these options here, which sounds like this. It could be sort of Christmassy, right? Cymbal rise. Then I also have my loops here. I only have 3. One of them isn't. This is sort of a. This is a cymbal roll and a timpani roll that I have from my travels. We're going to do convert. We'll change the project. Might take a second. So the file that I'm dragging in is a different format from the project itself. So you can either change the file or change the project. In this case, I opted for the project, which is taking a little long. But the reason I did that is because I believe the file might be 48K. I like to keep my projects 48K because a lot of it is going to be synced up with television. Not saying this would, but I typically create in 48K unless I'm working on a project where they say don't. And you can always bounce out to 44 or 48. So it really doesn't matter as long as you know what files you need to convert to. So in this case, I have my own symbol and timpani, so I'm going to do this. This is an anchor that I can apply to the file so that when I drag the file sort of where the hit is, that will line up on the downbeat of the bar. I know it might not make sense. I'm probably explaining it terribly, but basically, and I'm going to go to over here, absolute. Basically, when I drag this and I want this hit to be on bar 13, that hit will be on bar 13 instead of me trying to drag it in the end or trying to line it up with my eyes. It's a little confusing, but once you get it, you get it. So just layering some of those effects there, spacing them out across the beat. A little cliche, but it is what it is. I might actually turn them down a little bit. And the other thing, to be very, what's the word? Very Christmassy. This is ending up being, it's Christmas season. It's Thanksgiving season. So to be in the festive mood, I'm going to add what is called tubular bells. And that sounds like this. You probably have heard it. Definite Christmas. So we're going to play that in also. And I'll probably add in maybe at least a cymbal roll at the beginning here. If that blew your ears away, sorry. I was actually doing some. I used Ozone for mastering. So I will go through this last part here where the sound is sort of the loudest and tweak some settings here. So going through Gulfoss here to sort of clean up a little bit of the mix. This is really great sort of, I don't know if it's AI or what it's doing, but sort of AI type EQ. That's just one thing. I keep saying one thing, one more thing. One thing that is missing actually though is sort of, I would like to have some sort of low end in there, some sort of bass. So we're gonna go through just our presets here in Logic, and we're gonna go to synth, bass, and see what we have. And I will have to turn that on. I want some sort of, actually, I like that sound, but not the attack. I can adjust it there, but I might go to Moog, model 15, or we'll stick with model 15 for now. We'll go to bass here. Really get that analog sound. Actually like that right there. We'll say model 15 deep, I think, sequence bass, and we'll play along with this. I like some stuff I was doing there, but I probably don't need it all the way at the beginning there. So I'll listen to it again, and maybe and I think I have quantize going. Okay, let's hear it sounds. I actually like all the instruments now. It's some high notes here in the percussion that I don't like. I think it was a snare. And now with some of the changes I made, even though they were kind of minor, well, I did add the bass, which is not minor at all. I will do the Ozone processing again. Yep, so that's the gist of it. I'll probably bounce that out. I got to come up with a title for it. I'm going to play through the whole thing one more time. Thank you for checking this out. I will play it out, and then I'm going to end this video. Go to defingaz.com/free plugins, defingaz.com/free plugins. Check out some free plugins that you can use in your music productions, including, I believe, Soundiron Rainsong. We'll find out, right? But if not, check all the information in the description for Soundiron Rainsong. There we go again with that glitch. But I believe, let me go here with it. There we go. Soundiron Rainsong, Misty Drums preset there. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and see if that, there we go, cleans things up there a little bit. So yeah, just knowing some of your workarounds also helps. So I'm going to play through this one more time. Soundiron Rainsong, check that out, and have a happy holiday season. Of course, more music on the way, more videos on the way, even throughout the holiday season, but have a happy and safe holiday season. All right, peace.